All right, this is your market recap for September 11th, 2025. Today, as you can see, we played bullish. Um, Once again, not the cleanest price action. Wasn't the cleanest expansion even after CPI, which helped us a little bit as far as getting the retrace out of the way. But you'll be able to see what I mean. Go down to the 1 hour time frame. We can see there the candle opened all the way down here, right? 6 p.m. So down here. And so pretty much it was entirely all bullish. But if we look at New York session specifically, there's not a whole lot going on. I mean, big wicks, small candles, and then we consolidate, right? Once we break this high, it's done. It's basically this today was just AM session. Go down to the 15-minute. It's going to be a short one because there's really not a whole lot going on. Took out data highs pre-market. Market opened, we came down, retraced. S&T down here, we went up, decently sized, retrace back after taking out this high. Would have liked to see us expand up from there. This personally got me out at break even today. But then from here, we continued to expand, took out this high over here, had a pretty deep retrace off of that one too. Then we came up, took out this high over here, but proceeded to not close a single candle above it, and then consolidate from there. I mean, there's really not a whole lot to talk about. On the 5 minute time frame, we see bearish fair value gap right there, validated with this candle rejection right there. So once we come above it, I'm expecting price to come back to it. This would have been good enough for me. I didn't need us to come all the way back like this. This was plenty for me. As you can see, break even up here, that's where my trade got out at break even, or stops moved to break even, and then this obviously took me out at break even. Which sucks because it continued to go. And what sucks even more is that ES absolutely ripped today. Sometimes that just happens. So inverse fair value up here, 5 minute played bullish, took out this high once again, didn't close above it whatsoever. Then we retrace one more time. In this 5 minute expanding upwards, hitting our last target of the day at 11:15. No closure above it again, and we just went horizontal from there. Right, our target was that and just that. Really would have liked to hit all-time highs today, not because I think obviously going up is good and whatnot for everyone, but ES is at all-time highs and has been for going on a week now. And so if we keep this up and don't take out that high, we're looking at a very, very big bearish move coming in, right? Because that's a pretty high time from SMT if we don't take that out. So my trade today was based off of this higher time from SMT here. So let me run it back. CPI here, right? Shocked all the way down here. Continued to go down. We started moving our way up, right? This is a pretty big expansion here. We take out data highs with market open, and so I look at, okay, this range, not including news, but this range here, where's equilibrium, where's likely for us to take, because this is too high for my liking without us retracing. I wouldn't, if it ripped up from here, fine, I just wouldn't be a part of it. Came down, took out this low, SMT of these lows down here, nice expansion upwards. I entered after an SMT of these lows. ES did not take out this low on the 15-second chart. Almost got stopped out. I believe my fill was at like 60 something. Yeah, like 62.50 I think is what it was. So my fill was up here. I was waiting for this SMT here and then a change in the state of delivery, which came here. We then took our time, right? Didn't do a whole lot. And then 10 o'clock came, we rallied up, took out this high over here, which was where I was out at break even. And then we came all the way back down, which stopped me out at break even. And then from there, we rallied, took out this high, barely, again, not a single closure above it. pretty big retrace if we consider everything. Um, would have been fine just tapping into this 5 minute or sending a wick down to equilibrium or concentric encroachment of this 5 minute, but we spent some time here, expanded up one more time, took out this high all the way over here, and then, I mean, you can see it for yourself. We did nothing the rest of the day, absolutely nothing. So, um, now just because I don't usually show ES, but just because you'll see the complete difference. Um, yeah, this is ES today. Um, kind of crazy. If we look at from the low of CPI, so I can't even fit it all in there. Let's go from the low of CPI. Now this is just rough, so I'm not. 64 handles, right? It's a pretty big move on ES. Now, if we think NQ is roughly 4 times as big, you're looking at 156 handles on NQ, right? If we're talking equivalence. Oh, before I do this, remember that 156. Here's all-time highs. All-time highs is here. We broke it on Thursday. So, well, technically, this is when we broke all-time highs. Was Wednesday the 10th. So yesterday. I'm tripping. Let's check. This is a little rough. Where's this high? Wednesday the 13th. When did Wednesday the 13th get broken? Here. So this is the high on NQ right now. All-time high. So what is that? August 13th. It's almost an entire month of an SMT. ES is ripping higher, right? MNQ is not. I mean, it's just not really going anywhere, and I don't like where the markets are at. Now, remember that what I said, 156, right? Boom, from there to the highs, 200 handles. So to be fair, it was an equivalent move. Just usually NQ moves a whole lot more and a whole lot nicer, is what I'll say. Yeah, so going forward, back to this hourly time frame. Usually, as usual, depending on if overnight takes us higher, I'm looking for the regular Friday weekly retrace, 20 to 30% of the weekly range. But if we start to break down from there, that could be the catalyst that we start to break down. If we do not make that high overnight, all-time highs, and if we fail to do it Friday during New York session, we could be in for a very, very, very big retrace. But yeah, I mean, we took out these highs, just the way that we took out these highs. I do not think we're going to take all-time highs. Just don't like how we didn't even close a single candle above it, right? Just not a really big fan of price action this week, if I'm being entirely honest. Um, I really haven't felt confident in the markets any of these days. Sometimes that happens. Could be a lack of experience, but it really could just be the markets being in a condition that I don't like. And I'm fine waiting it out. I'm confident in my model to at least get me out at break even, like it did today, to save me, capital in these bad, my opinion, air quotes, bad conditions. Um, so really, what happens tomorrow entirely depends on what we do tonight. If we retrace tonight, we try to expand tomorrow. If we expand overnight, we look to retrace tomorrow. So And then whatever happens, whether or not we take out all-time highs, determines what happens on a higher time frame. Not definitely, because next week could still take it. But for now, that's what I'm going to say. So this has been your market recap for September 11th, 2025.